I don't like talking about sex. Ever, with anyone. But I especially don't like talking about sex with my parents. It's always been awkward. You know, as time goes on, you expect it to get less awkward. Like, you know, you start to see your parents as more people as you get older. You can talk about more things with them. You see them as less godlike and more normal. But for me, it was the opposite. I'm like the Benjamin Button of awkward conversations. It just got worse as I got older. I mean, I feel like the first awkward conversation is obviously the talk. Talk is where they tell you where babies come from. And for me, that took a while because people kept asking me, like, do you know where babies come from? I'm like, yeah, they come from women. I mean, I thought it was like the stupidest secret ever. I thought all adults were like, the talk. Oh, has he had the talk? And I'm like, yeah, you guys are stupid. And so basically it was probably the 3rd grade, which I thought was late, but some of my friends who I've told this to have been like, no, I was 6th grade, 5th grade, yeah. And so I made a joke about, you know, something I saw on TV, and they got silent and they looked at each other, and there was no talk. There was the book. The book with all the illustrated diagrams and the various positions and, you know, telling you about your body. And they kind of just hurled it at me like a grenade, ducked back under their foxhole, and just like watched pieces of my world fly by. And, you know, this is fine. I didn't actually have to, like, talk with them. And this got us good for a while because my parents knew I wasn't going to have sex till, like, college. So, unfortunately, my mom started turning the talk into the, so are you using protection talk. It was an 1.5-hour drive from my hometown to the airport to get back here, and she would always bring it up during that time. So I had something to look forward to. You know, there was always like, we would be having a conversation, and by that point I told her everything about my life. That was like the most boring time, you know. We'd already talked about everything, and it would get silent, and I could see her start to steel herself. And I would desperately try to come up with something that I could talk about, just to keep the conversation going. But it always came. And, you know, I always had a theory, like 2 theories. One theory was that if she didn't have to look me in the eyes, it never happened. You know, you just look straight ahead at the road, you talk to the side, you just... But my other theory was that she thought at 65 miles per hour, I wasn't going to throw myself out of the car. Any slower, yeah, you know, just go. But all of that was trumped by 2 months ago. I call my parents every week, you know, chat with them for half an hour, see how things are going. And it was just my dad this time. My mom was out of town, and, you know, I was always under the impression that it was like an accident. Not like, what happened? More like, yay! And I unfortunately made a joke along these lines, and my dad gets silent, and he goes, "Oh, no, you weren't an accident. We tried for 2 weeks for you." All right, you know. Okay, good. I'm not an accident. I thought my brother was on purpose, and I was more of an accident. That's fine. Let's move on in the conversation. I start bringing up other things, just like in the car, except I wasn't expecting it this time. And, but my dad, just like a horrible, horrible boomerang just comes right back around. And out of nowhere, he was like, oh no, 2 weeks, yeah, every 24 hours. Do you know how hard it is to have sex every 24 hours when you have a 1-year-old already? We had to go to the neighbors and be like, hey, can you watch him for like 30 minutes? I was like, thanks, wonderful. And inside my head, I'm like, all right, at least my mom's not on the phone. Next week, mom's on the phone. So I heard you thought you were in an accident. No! I'm like, God damn it. So, this is obviously being videotaped, and I'd just like to let my parents know that I know where babies come from. I'm using protection, and my brother is going to be the first one who sees this video. Thank you.